trying to know each other? Does the expectation always have to be marriage?
Yeah, I mean, in the context of the church, once you cannot just say we are just dating to see whether we can get married or not. In the world, you can people decide that, and that is why when somebody proposes to somebody, it's a big deal because for them they are just trying it. It's try and error. It can happen or it cannot happen.
Yeah.
But in the church, you cannot just say that I want to date this lady and see whether I might marry her later on or not. It's supposed to get into marriage. Of course, if you observe something and you think it's so drastic,
Right.
and you have to take a very serious decision, you have to. But it's the mindset is not that like, I'm just giving you a try. No. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't happen like that. It should be. It should. It should end up in marriage.
Wow.
That's interesting. When it comes to the church, what role, like, does the church play in this friendship?
Yeah, maybe it's first of all, the church has a very big responsibility in that marriage is not an easy task. You hear people going through divorces and you hear about all these things, and sometimes you think, why did they not love themselves? They did, but circumstances are going to come up which you never foresaw before you started dating, and people can pretend. Yeah. So when you go into the relationship, that is when you're going to see the true colors of each other. There are things that you did not even know, and it doesn't matter how long you date. You are going to come up with things that you did not expect, and then now you come face to face with it. So it's always important that people take their time. I think the church, the role that the church has to play, we are not really playing it, and that is why I don't.
That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm an elder, but I think, to be very honest, as painful as it is, I think we have to step up.
Yeah.
Because we have to we have to educate upcoming couples that it's not going to be easy. We have to take them through rigorous teachings. Yeah, to expose them, because the whole thing. What do you mean by expose them to?
To the fact that
issues
could happen. Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes you can be mischievous, so I thought you were talking about, yeah. So
once in a while.
Yeah, so marriage is not for boys and girls. The Bible said in Genesis that the man will leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. Right. The man, that word man there is so critical. Believe you me, that is why boys are going into relationship and it's breaking every day. They don't really know what they are about. It's for man. Relationship is deep. So people have to be taken through a whole lot. Challenges are going to come. Somebody gets married, and from there, the spouse gets sick, seriously sick. So all the plans that I'm going to go into marriage and have fun and all that, the person never even experiences it. Somebody gets married, and that first year, the husband loses the job. Life is complex. Life is complex, so people must be taught. It's not something that you just rush into it, and the church has to step up and expose people to the rigors and the challenges that come into marriage. People should be aware of what they are getting themselves into. They should be matured. They should prepare well. They should know their responsibilities, especially the woman and the man also. The woman knowing the fact that the kind of idea that, we are in America and everybody can cook. You are not marrying according to America. You are marrying according to the Bible. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask. I'm really glad you say this, because it seems as though the church really only gets involved when the couple brings it to the church that, yeah, but why? And then you do the courtship. But like you said, maybe this should be preaching on a regular Sunday, teaching on a regular Sunday, because it won't only help those who are single looking to get married, but maybe those who are married they are going through issues where the woman is saying, things are different in America, So I know things are different here, but what are some of the challenges as an elder that you've seen that will never happen in Ghana? Like in Sembe na Ebia, we can avoid from scratch, like Ghana saying, it will never even happen.
Right. Of course, people get influenced. Sometimes we talk about peer pressure, and when the moment you talk about peer pressure, you think about young people, kids. Yeah. But even adults go through peer pressure.
Yeah.
They come here and they make associations, they make
Yes,
friends.
yes.
And then their friends tell them, America, your bad no I being, your man no I being. And then now he feels like the husband also has to cook. It's not like once in a while. Once in a while I cook.
Yeah.
I mean that's
What do you
nothing.
cook?
Oh, I cook yam
Rice.
and then stew.
Oh, yeah, stew then. Gravy.
That'll be
Contomere.
Tomatoes.
Oh, sir.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, red.
Sometimes. Once
Oh,
in a
and
long
yes,
while.
invite me.
Oh yeah, of course I will. Yeah, so people go through changes. Many people unfortunately go through changes once their friends begin to tell them, "Hey, why do you allow yourself to be dictated to like that? Why do you this? Why do you that?" And the person gets involved, and now he wants to behave like the way Americans behave. You behave like that, but then you're going to get the results they get.
They get.
Because most of them, and let me not use the word most. Many of them, their relationship don't go very well for them. Troubles here and then and divorces. But if you go by what the Bible says, the Bible is always true. You see, God is smart too. God is smart. And I always say, you can never avoid God. You can do everything, play all your games in order to avoid God.
All the
Calculations. But you come to the same thing. So when he tells you that the man is supposed to be the head, accept it that the man is going to be the head. And you as a woman, that is where your pleasure is going to come from. Men have ego. And these are the things that I think we need to teach more in the church.
Yeah.
Let the man understand how
He's
the
the
woman...
man.
So when people know how
Their
each
roles.
other... The rules.
Yes.
The woman wants to be
Yes.
loud.
Yes.
She wants to be assured that no
Cherished.
matter what...
Yeah.
Cherished.
Yeah.
No matter what, my man will be there for me. And then if the man also feels like he's in... If even he's not in charge, let him feel in charge.
assume.
Yeah, let him feel like he's in charge. And I think things would work if we are able to
For the most
teach people.
part.
Yeah. I mean, by and large, people should... Once we go through some of these things, a lot of marriages will begin to come together.
Okay, so my next question, what you just said, I mean, it connects to something. So, what are some of the activities or programs that the church has in store to
Facilitate.
yeah,
Okay.
those things to happen, like to help the youth? Like, I know some, but I don't want to mention it. So, what are some of the things we can do?
Right.
I know Pentecost has singles sometimes.
When
Yeah,
it
I mean...
comes to Vows Day, but what other steps?
Really, for now, I think, like I said earlier on, we have a lot to do. We don't really have much, except that we are always warning them, don't sleep, don't go to bed and stuff like that. But we haven't really gone into educating them on things that will be beneficial, things that they will help. Because once they get bored, that's where the other things that we are trying to prevent come in. So we have to step in and probably bring out more programs and things that will let them be occupied.
Yeah.
When they are getting ready to get married.
The devil finds work for the idle man.
So what kind of programs? Because I know most of the time we go for youth programs and it's the same sermon we always hear on Sundays. When we go there, we're going to hear the same sermons. So why don't we take advantage of that? Hey, it's youth gathering. So we're going to talk about this topic relating to youth and their dating stuff. How it's going to help them.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a youth leader, we used to do a lot of activities which were not necessarily in the church. We used to go and rent Filipino. We do a party.
Yeah.
We do.
I remember.
You remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
PI.
We used to chill, positive chilling. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember we used to have lunch every
We have negative chilling.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, so we were having fun, and I think we should find ways of probably sometimes saying, let's say, couples that are getting ready to get married alone. The church is probably sponsoring them somewhere with some few adults, and then they can go on some vacation somewhere. I mean, it could be a vacation for the same day. Goes to some beach somewhere. They come back, come back and stuff like that. Things to occupy them. And then it shouldn't be always warning.
Exactly.
Human beings have curious minds. Sometimes when you stress on something too much, that is when you are even pushing somebody into it. Yeah.
Wow. Because I quite remember there was a box when I was little. They gave us this toys. Don't open it. I was like, I shouldn't open it.
Yeah.
One time I ended up opening it because I was so curious. I wanted to see what was inside.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what do you say?
It happened
really makes
in the
sense.
beginning. Yeah. When Eve was told,
Yeah.
Adam and Eve don't do it, and then the serpent comes.
Yeah.
Try it. Your eyes will open.
most of us, the youth, we think the church is anti-dating. They are so
Yes.
against it
Yes.
because of what they think the youth are doing or will do. So how can the church, or how can we, the youth, help to take away this mentality from the church or from our elders?
Yeah, for the elders, I know where they are coming from. That is because most of us grew up in Ghana, and the kind of strict measures
Yeah.
and upbringing in Ghana is always about be careful,
Yeah.
be careful, be careful. And I don't blame them for that, because a guy will take advantage of you, probably sleep with you, in the name of dating, Christian dating, convince you, since I'm going to get married to you, why don't you allow me to sleep with you, and he wants to jump to the next victim. Let me put it victim, because then he's also going to use the same trick on that person, and at the end of the day, he might have slept with about 5 people in the same church, and then when you see him getting married, it's going to cause a whole lot of animosity in a church. So when they stress on that, I don't blame them. However, sometimes we also take it too far, whereby we are all over them. Ghana, sometimes they can even set spies on you. Your own friends, they just want to make sure you don't sleep with the guy. So they can even make your own friends spies, and you wouldn't know. They can set spies in the area where you live. Has the guy been coming there? Sometimes, but I don't think all those things are necessary. People should know that it's integrity that you are building. If you are going to sleep with the person, or if you are going to do anything, it's going to come back and bite you. Now, trust is going to be broken and all those kind of stuff. And I don't think you are ready to deal with all that kind of stuff, because you giving in and all those things are going to come back. God is always the smarter one. But we think, we want to outsmart him. And so, so in effect, the church has to step in and then do a lot. That is all I can say. I think we have to do a lot. We all have that responsibility.
So they do a lot. If you can mention some of the things the church, because maybe a church is listening and they want to know. When you say, they will just pick up on it and
yeah,
So what is
absolutely.
they do a lot?
I think the church, first of all, has to step up when it comes to counseling. The counseling now is, I think, the timing and everything is not too deep.
Yeah.
And most of the counseling too is done by people who are already busy. And sometimes it's like they just go through the motions. Right. Yeah, so it's like more of a formality. Yeah. People must be taught. People go to school to study geography, to study history. And these are not life and death matters. But when it comes to things that are life and death, we don't waste time on it. You go to, what is history going to do? If you know Okofanacho was killed in 1932, how is that going to help you?
No way.
But your marriage can kill you. People are dying. People are going crazy. Their hearts are being broken. So I think we should spend more time. If you are even going to pay somebody to be a youth pastor or something, and then he has all the time. I think it's going to be helpful. Yeah. So first of all, we should be talking about the counseling being more intensive. We should talk about people having probably role models in the church, like let's say, how do I put it? I was trying to look for a word, but it's not coming. But we should have mentors. Yeah.
Mentors.
Mentors who are going to be every family, and then we should prepare them very well through prayer. Because at the end of the day, after all the counseling, it's God who determines the lives of people. So we should intensify prayer. So dating in the Christian perspective should have been the best. But now it looks like, let's just leave them. They love each other. But it's not just the love. It goes beyond the love.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well,
you are watching Awaken, and the number is 614-577-1434. Your contribution is welcome. We were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to ask Elder Bismarck, with all that you've said, it's really good initiatives, and I hope especially the youth and the leaders of the youth ministries are listening, and they can go ahead and enact some of these. But I did want to ask you, so in the youth, if I sometimes the reason some of my friends and we don't necessarily want to bring some things to like an elder or a man of God is just we feel like after we talk to you, we need Baba so too much. Yeah, we need Baba so too much.
Yourself.
Yes, pretty much. But it may be the best medicine, because at work, if you make a mistake, you probably want to quickly tell your boss, so that when QA looks at it, they don't come back and bite you because your boss knows about it. Maybe it can be fixed. When we're young, when you do something wrong, you may tell your mother or your father.
Right.
But, you know, they accept you still and they try to work with you to grow. But in the church, no, obi sabi odi de neni to so because why are the bonia? De biana answer or shusha the bonia na oh. What can you say about that? Is that the mindset of the elders, or is it unfortunate that it happens like that? And should we be telling the elders if we're going through issues?
Absolutely. When it comes to things of eternity, I think everybody must be very responsible. One day, everybody is going to die.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, one day everybody is going to die, and we are going to be held accountable. God is going to let us give account of whatever we did. So when we talk about your spiritual life and the fact that you want to live a clean life, I think telling somebody and somebody holding you accountable is important, because we as human beings want to have our own way. People want to just live anyhow and do anything. And for me, if I were a lady, I think I would have done it that way. For somebody to get involved in it, puts pressure on the guy. The guy now becomes more responsible.
Yeah,
sometimes hiding behind the scenes and doing things is to the disadvantage of the ladies, but they don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so the guy has a reputation, and he feels like let's just keep it on the quiet. He sleeps with you for a couple of times, and then he wants to just get away. And because he knows nobody knows, he just feels he might even come and preach at the church, and you are sitting down there, you can't complain. Nobody knew anything. The guy feels free. You can't report him. You can't take him to the police station. You can't do nothing to him, and he's free. But sometimes the reason why some of these things, and if I were a lady, that is what I will hold you accountable. People are just getting away with too much stuff in the church. Somebody just comes into the church and sleeps with every lady. I heard about a story like that somewhere in Morocco.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. So
he's singing.
He just came into the church. Oh no. Somewhere in Morocco. Yeah. So the guy just came in there and deceived, and most of the ladies slept with about 75% of them.
Wow.
Oh, I will get married to you. And this one also doesn't know he's talking to this person at the same time, talking to the other person. Just tell you, your friend is envious of you, so don't let anybody know about our relationship. And then he tells this person also the same thing. In the end, he messed up so many people. And he just left the church. Who are you going to... Meanwhile, if there was some kind of responsibility, there was some kind of accountability, he would have been the guy would have been a little bit circumspect when it came to some of these things. But now he thought that he had his own way. Nobody, and the lady feels she's saved that way. And sometimes with this notion that if I don't sleep with him,
he's gonna go
some
away.
of my friends, the boys, say, "But catch your elder, be say, manage girl we want." Maybe you tell us we are not good for the woman.
Oh no.
Why do you think like that?
Nobody is not good for anybody. I mean,
because my friends, they are bad, but they want to be good.
Yeah, but I mean, like I always say, if you want to go to heaven, you should take tough measures on yourself.
Okay.
Nobody knows when God is going to call you. I'm telling you, Ebony and people and all those Susie Williams and all those people you hear, they thought they were going to live a long time.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when God is going to call them. So when it comes to things of, and that is why I love you guys for the program you've taken upon yourself. You are doing a job which is not just a physical job, it's a spiritual job. People are going through a lot. And these things being on YouTube, you don't know who might stumble upon it. And it's going to be so beneficial. So keep up the good job.
Thank you.
And you, the ladies must just step up and be responsible. You cannot just allow yourself to be used anyhow. A lady in church and you are dating somebody and you feel like he should be my priority. God should be your priority.
Should a lady date a man for his vision, where he's trying to go, or for the present materialistic? Because a lot of the church women that we're talking about, they date some of our boys who have big cars and are quick to spend money because they provide certain needs to them. So in that, so they be a baby and I say, I've been one.
Yeah,
because may buy me too, I'll do a been one.
The temptation,
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, of course. The temptation to fall for somebody who is already rich is so high. I will not lie to you. The temptation to date somebody who is handsome is so high. I mean, the physical attributes, everybody gets attracted. No wonder the lady, the Eve fell to the snake. It was just something that the fruit was so attractive, beautiful. So yeah, It might look so appealing, but the end, the Bible says there's a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end is death thereof. You might see somebody, if he's rich, the fact that he's rich doesn't mean he's not a good person.
Yeah.
Just get to know him. What are his standards? What are his values? And it's easy for you to see. As you work with him, his whole motive is to sleep with you. His whole motive is that he's talking about, oh, let's have fun. He's not talking about marriage. His main focus is sleeping. You know, this guy is not somebody that you can depend on. And then one thing that my brother taught me, which I also think is also helpful, is the guy, like, how does he relate to in terms of money at the church?
Wow, can you explain?
Oh yeah.
If you the person gave,
where a man's heart is, his treasure is there. You know how you relate to your money defines who you are.
Wow.
Oh, seriously, because everything that we do in this life has to do with money.
Yep.
And where somebody put his money into tells you a lot about who the person is. If you talk about tithe and he feels like, did you a collection? Let's go and give this amount to the church. And everything. You know that this guy doesn't really have the things of God at heart.
Oh, but just say.
Oh no, I'm just giving you some of the signs for you to know that this guy does not.
She wants to change the guy.
He wants to change.
You can't change anybody unless the person wants to be changed.
Nobody can change anybody.
But God can soften the heart.
Yeah, you're talking about God, obviously. Yeah, it's God who can. But you don't. You cannot. No, you cannot just take chances with your life. Ladies watching us. Yeah, that I'm going to just take this guy, and then I'm going to change him. I mean, you could be lucky. Like, let me use the word lucky. You could. But why do you have to take yourself through that process?
To change somebody.
While there are guys.
Let me ask, does a man have to groom a woman to what he likes? I've been hearing that a lot. Say, Obadiah.
And I don't think it's only ladies. A lady can do the same to a guy. Like, if I see you and I want you to be a certain way, I can tell you maybe your hair. Exactly, I can tell you, hey.
Those are little things.
No, those ones are cosmetics. But I'm talking about when I say groom them, maybe the way etiquette, the way they talk, the way they speak in public, the way they handle things, how they react to things. Obi Oha, they are very loud, you know. But you want them to slow down and watch how the words they use. Do you think that it's the responsibility during the dating period to try to groom each other?
Oh yeah, of course, certainly yes, because nobody's going to get a perfect person. For all of us, even me, my wife is working on me. So I mean, for a past,
you are perfect man.
Oh no,
He's a work in progress.
Oh wow.
Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all have weaknesses, and you are going to work on the person. But it shouldn't be said on your Christian. The person is not a Christian, but I'm going to work on the person to become a Christian. If it's not a Christian, it's not a Christian. Probably that one.
Uncle, even today, the name Christian is really scary.
Even the one who is a Christian, that one is even causing problems.
Yeah.
So if he tells you outward, as for me, I'm not a Christian. That is red flag all over.
Oh, but so what's my
I mean, that is a clear indication that the person is really like I'm saying, how the person even relates to his money is a problem. Like, if he's so much stingy when it comes...
boys games.
Oh, no, I'm not here to spoil markets. And I'm in the
same
market. I'm not, but I'm trying to prevent a lot of time that have gone on. People have messed up their lives because they made decisions based solely on emotions, and emotions can mislead you. There are people who, if they knew certain things that you guys know now, they would not have been where they are. People have made decisions. They are all over in churches. The fact that you see them sitting down doesn't mean emotionally they are so connected. They made a decision and they have to live with the decision.
I go to a lot of homes, and it's really, I guess that's why for me personally, I like to take my time when it comes to marriage. Because in penny for 77, in penny for and all type of people, and you go to their homes and you don't see love. It's so much tension. Meanwhile, sorry, I said, honorable, and I don't know if it's again the environment I am, because I feel like the environment you are will help you. For example, me, I can say this because my mom, we talk about a lot of things. My mom, she didn't have a marriage after her first husband passed, because my dad was all over. But so me, I never saw her with family.
Okay.
So I'm not so big on our rear and the family, but I mean, I'm hopeful for it. But because of my environment and because of maybe the kind of, do you think that's also good to just surround yourself with the right people?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think Uncle says something about mentor. Like you see
mentorship.
someone at church or wherever, you see their lifestyle. This one, I love the way they work together.
Yeah.
You can. I have someone like that. I mean, they look perfect, and I always tell them, "You're my future self." And as they're listening, I know they're gonna laugh. Yeah, my future self. That's what I always tell them. I look up to them. I'm not saying they're perfect, but
to a large extent.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, they communicate. That's me, my biggest thing. Only will be an issue. If you communicate, most of the time it resolves the issue before it escalates.
Right.
But some of these people, they don't even communicate. I said, there's always,
I mean, it's very important that when it comes to the things of marriage, we are very, very cautious about who we decide to date in the first place. Because sometimes people go into, you were about to ask a very critical question. Sometimes people go into a relationship all because of the physical attributes and so many things. People are not really into, especially here in America. It could even be in Krata or something.
Yeah.
It could be so many factors. Somebody is even lonely.
Yes.
So they didn't.
Stress.
The reason why there's so much confusion when it comes to marriage stuff here is that people go into it for all, and when you start something on the wrong note, it's dead on arrival. So then
dead on arrival.
So
it is dead.
So we should be very circumspect making decisions, and then we should always. Pastor preached a sermon last week about going to your first love. We get used to things. We get used to people. We should be very careful that we make a conscious effort that this lady or this man, I'm not going to just look at, because once you're going to stay in the same home with this person, you're going to see so many things that you are going to consider a weakness. But then there are so many positives we are also going to see about this same person, which I think should be your primary focus. You cannot work with any human being on this earth unless you are focused on a person's positives. And that is why friendships are breaking, family members are going apart, all because the focus is so much on the person's weakness. And every human being, and that is why the Bible says, looking unto Jesus. Because if you are going to be so much focused on people and their weaknesses, you can't interact with anybody. So the focus should be on the person's the positives. Just focus on it.
Into elder or a good or very positive guy or girl, but a person made that, and I say, person but there are a lot of qualities. He loves his moms. He takes care of his family. Or one for a lot of good qualities, but this one big thing or small thing, is that a reason to?
By their fruits you know them. Now, it's not just a small thing.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. It's not small.
I mean, society has made it so normal, and I don't blame people. It's not just a small thing. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy though, but then it's not a small thing. If the person is probably struggling with it and probably even regrets, and then he's confessing and you see the person struggling with it. But somebody who just does it, he just wants to just do it. He doesn't have any. It's a suspect. If you are really looking for a Christian.
So I guess the intention
and everything.
Okay.
You cannot probably somebody might be a Christian and still have weakness. It's not that I'm not saying just throw the person away because he just said
so
that.
Don't throw me out.
I'm right here.
Don't throw me out.
So that it's not that like because the person just made that statement or don't have anything to do with that person. No.
So my friend, Okowario. Because on your banner done.
I'm gonna
confirm myself with me by no. And so banner listen to Lucian because on the done the Serious thing.
So I think Abusuafo are making
No,
a
it is as
I think they are making a terrible mistake in that because of them identity.
I'm saying Bema no perform into real ban it in
Lloyd.
wrong.
No, I think the Bible says so. Be any obi
Yeah.
or say a shen crowman.
That is what I was about to say.
So, I don't
The
think
reason
that-
why he should even marry, why said they are
My fault.
consummated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even so going into intimate, even is the reason why.
I need to
Abusuafo, yeah.
Some them mama guy.
Yeah, that is even the more reason because now what they are trying to say, they say, use and damn, no.
Yes.
You
It's not even the guy. It's the woman's family.
But and what is their basis for that?
They have a lot of little issues with the guy. Common person will be facing. And now, I say, Obama no ba Obana brabum. Ebi Obana yes say my bushafo try but
Now, okay. So they are just trying.
They are short.
They are trying to get rid of the guy through the back door. Okay, that probably explains it because they were just trying to just get rid of it because it doesn't make any sense. But this thing called say I want to sleep with you, I've slept with you, and this thing called sex when in terms of dating, it's a very dicey issue. First of all, it's very tempting. The fact that you have made up your mind that I want to get married to this person, in your mind, in some part of your mind, it's like she's your wife or she's my husband. So part of you is really going to tempt you. Now, the other thing is going to disobey God can be so disastrous. It can bring so many consequences because the whole thing is God knows why he said you shouldn't do it. Mistrust is going to be one of the things you are going to deal with. It's going to cause you now, you see the lady with a guy even when you are married, or you travel, and he tells you, I want to visit one of my friends, and you hear even...
Oh, she cooked for me.
Yeah. And then so many things. Little things like... So the marriage itself is not founded on a solid foundation, and it's going to cost you so much. I think it's very helpful, and it's incumbent upon young people to just obey the Bible and have their peace.
It's not that easy.
It's not easy. I will not just sit
It's
down.
not easy, but it's the best.
Yeah.
It is the best.
And you have your peace of mind.
Yeah.
And look, girls are suffering. No? Girls are going through a whole
Girls say bread.
Oh yeah.
How can say girls are bread?
Boys are bread. Yeah, girls are suffering. No. Whereby she thought she was in love with this guy. The guy told her all the sweet stuff. And then, slept with her a couple of times, took advantage of her, sometimes even broke her virginity. And now
I
that...
don't like virgins.
Now
that
you don't like commitment. That's what you say.
And now that he thinks that like he's got it all, he's now looking for other ladies. And you cannot even complain, not to your parents, because you know what you were doing was illegal.
Yeah.
And about so many ladies are going through that. Because you see the guy going to get married to somebody. And this thing happened somewhere in Temas. My friend was telling me the guy was dating this guy, this lady, on a quiet note. Nobody in the church knew, not even the lady's friends.
On a low.
Low. He just convinced the girl that let's just keep it quiet. Even when you see me at church, don't come to me. I don't want my. It's not like I don't want to get married to you. I don't want people to get to know our business. The first day they hear it, it's supposed to be the day that they announce that we are getting married. I want to just surprise everybody. The guy had his own plans. And then slept with the lady so many times. And then when he thought that he's okay, he went for another lady. So the lady came to church one morning, and then the announcement at the end of the service was that Brother Kofi is getting married to Sister Ama, a different lady. And she's sitting down there.
I know someone that happened.
She's sitting down there. She doesn't know what to do. She's dying inside.
Oh.
But she has kept it quiet that who is even going to believe? So as they were describing, they were giving what was going to happen and the ceremony and everything about the engagement and stuff. They kept on. The lady couldn't take it anymore, and then just got up and said, "Oh yeah, people were holding. She's not going to allow it." So the deacons had to take the lady outside and ask her what is happening, and she still could not even confess that the guy had been sleeping with. He said, "Oh, we were dating." He said, "If you were dating and he doesn't like you." He said, "Oh, I was cooking for him." They said, "If you are cooking for him, so..." He said, "I was washing for him." And
Basic thing.
Yeah, but then the main thing is there, and it's killing her, and she can't even say it.
Which was the intimacy.
Yeah, been sleeping with her so many times, just took advantage of her. So many ladies are going through these things. If the person sleeping with you, it's even going to. Let me not go even that route. It's going to.
So okay, I was about to go into that. Let's say we know that when sex is in, like everything changes. What about kissing and other stuff? Does that also?
I would have wished that was okay, because people just get bored when they are dating and they feel like we are going to the movies, we are just going to go and see some animals at some zoo. They get to a point that they are bored. I would have wished that it's okay to kiss, because even Apostle Paul in one of his epistles told the church that it's okay to kiss somebody with a
kiss
holy
one
kiss.
another with a holy
But
kiss.
the problem is that it's this same kiss that is going to land you in this same sex. And it's this same sex that is going to make the guy get bored with you. And then he wants to find... Guys are like big babies. They play with this toy for a long time, and they are tired of it. And they want a new toy.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
I like cars.
So what is going to happen
It's
is
only
that...
cars.
Because he's a boy, he's not a man. The Bible says the man will leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife. Now, boys are trying to be men. And because they don't have the emotions to deal with relationship, he beats with you. Sometimes even once, just one time that he sleeps with you, he's bored with you. And that is not to your advantage. And the ladies, when I was a youth leader, I had situations where people came to me and then they told me, "Oh, uncle, you told us. The guy slept with me and it's not minding me." It happens several times. Yeah,
And then they marry their friends too.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's always incumbent upon us, and I will continue to emphasize the fact that God is always good. God is always good, and He tells us things before they happen. Yeah.
You are watching Awaken. And I know, I'm learning something. I'm learning so much stuff here. I hope you're also learning. The number is 614-577-1434. 614-577-1464. Uncle, so is it okay during the dating period? Is it okay for the woman to go to the guy's house and cook and clean and do all those things?
It should have been all right. It should have been all right. I mean, someone that you are going to get married, you don't even know how she cooks. And the first day, she's going to cook something for you, and you're probably going to get a running stomach or something. I mean, it should have been a good idea. But practically, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. You're going to go there and want, "Oh, come and give me a hug. Oh." And then one thing will lead to another. It's likely. So, because human beings, we are not as powerful as we think. We are not even the least powerful. We are not a little powerful. We are not even close to how we think we are. When Peter was telling Jesus that I will go to prison with you, I will die with you, whatever happens, I will be with you, he meant it. But when the situation was face to face, he saw that he was weak. That is how human beings are. We see ourselves as so powerful. You go there, you cook for him, especially when he lives alone. He doesn't even have a roommate. You go there, and then both of you are just alone in the house. After eating, hot next, let's watch some movie. You start seeing some scenes on a movie. You are set on, and before you realize, you are sleeping with the person. And about 80% of the cases, the guy might not even get married. If he gets married to you, I mean, at least we might take it as it is. I mean, something good came out of it. Even though it's still a son, it's okay.
Is this why, sir, or baby, or baby, usually, especially, maybe I can say Church of Pentecost, we try to encourage them to get married because it's happened already.
Yeah, marriage.
Is that why?
Yeah, of course. You know a lot, but then sometimes we are just trying to cause confusion. Yeah, marriage in God's sex is serious. I mean, the way society is making it look like a fan. Oh, he's a nice guy, and they talk about one night stand. They talk about their money. Sometimes they talk about things that I say, "Hey, human beings are doing this on this planet." Yeah. Talk about why 3 some 4 some, and hey, really. Sometimes when you watch some of these secular TVs, you say, "Hey, and wife swapping and all." Sex is not adequate for you to have sex as far as God is concerned. Women no one. As far as God is concerned, whatever is following this man is following you. If he has some demons chasing him, now the demons are chasing you too. Now, even on the practical, on the physical level, let me just make an illustration. You have a boyfriend that you are sleeping with. And the fact that you are sleeping with this guy means this guy doesn't really even have morals. He probably has somebody else that he's sleeping with. The person that he has is probably also sleeping with somebody.
Another person,
and that person is also sleeping with somebody who has ace. So even though it's a long chain, it's likely that you also have AIDS. This is just on the physical. This is just on a physical level because you thought both of you were honest to each other. One of you, and I'm talking about just one of you cheating. Let's take it the other way around. If both of you were cheating on each other, I mean, so it's possible that both of you could be cheating. Once it's possible that because you see when this, and what I'm saying, I'm not saying to condemn people who are watching who have already done it. I'm saying these things for people to be conscious of consequences that
Awaken.
Yeah, people did it and they got away with it. Not everybody is lucky. It's like abortion. People do abortion every day and get out. Somebody tries it once, do a woo. No. So if both of you are cheating, so this one is cheating, and this one is cheating, and the ones that they are cheating with are also cheating with other people, and the other people are also cheating with other people. So you are sleeping with all these people.
Which is so dangerous.
You the two, no. This person at the long chain, at the end of the long chain, you are sleeping with that person at the same time. Her sexual life is your sexual life now. So even on the physical level, it's dangerous.
It's scary. Like just imagine it's scary.
And don't talk about protection and all those things. Hey, it doesn't work. I mean, it could probably prevent pregnancy. But the people do those things and still get AIDS. So even on the health grounds, these things, you are putting yourself at risk. So why don't you find some beautiful lady, you people understand each other, get to know each other, just be obedient to God, and then get married and stay faithful. Because dating is like, so if I confirm you in the movie, now, we went and stole something from somebody's house. And then I stole it from you. And now you are complaining.
It makes no sense.
It's like yours, so why do you have to complain?
We are both our robbers.
I mean, call club. And they pay me $20. But I was supposed to make $12. To make change, so I say, Masafa. If I ain't just gonna put it on he's okay.
You see now. You're being a robbers. And I feel, get this kind of a field, maps can 300. Buy not 50 fees, not 2 that's how it is. That's all who are also. I have just one year. Now, we don't go wow. Oh, so you see now, it's always. I mean, I'm not talking as if it's easy.
No, it's not.
Because your hormones, especially for the ladies, hormones no cry no edge no simple for. But God, who created the hormones, knows that you can put them under control. It's not going to be easy, but you can say to yourself, "I'm not going to do this," and the guy is going to respect you for that. Seriously, guys respect ladies who are able to say no to them. And that is why those who say no, no matter how ugly they are, might be getting married. And you are so beautiful, you are giving it out, and people don't want you. Oh, I haven't seen any. I'm yet to see a guy who said, I was dating this lady, and the lady said no, so I will not get married to that lady. Because I will be curious to study that particular case. I will be very curious. But say me who be, like say one day me who be say, oh, can I be there? I don't interview guy and say, me who be that?
I'm very fine.
But probably it's somewhere. But me who be say, okay, I was dating this lady, and then I wanted to sleep with this lady. And so because the lady said I want to marry somebody else who allowed me to sleep with her. But this lady who said she wouldn't allow me. I didn't like her, but I like the one I slept with.
Uncle, sometimes they say, oh, I left her because she's been difficult.
Oh, I know. When you say, I mean, in terms of marriage, or leave you, not because in terms of sex. I'm talking about in terms of dating. I was dating. Okay. I said, I was so wild. The person had to marry you, and he had a choice between two ladies. One said, I will sleep with you. The other said, I wouldn't. No, say me pedi also I will sleep with you. No, maybe. Or pedi also there's something about this lady. First of all, you want to discover. I mean, guys have this curious mind. Imagine how sleeping with you would be like. God is sensible. Wow. God is so smart. God, he's so smart. He knows that curiosity alone is killing this guy. The fact I say, oh yeah, advances now, what's not resistant? And you can't say couldn't more.
So don't worry them.
Or pentameter more. So, what is about this lady? And now he's beginning to see your beauty well. He's beginning to see your qualities. And you are still resistant. And as I increases some idea on you see now? So, ladies, akatesia means what
Yeah.
Just cover
Yeah,
it.
na
Cover
kete
yourself.
sia.
Yeah.
Cover
Just cover it.
yourself. Wow.
What if I have
Mm-hmm.
made all these mistakes, and now I want to turn into a new leaf or turn a new leaf,
Mm-hmm.
and I've met a lady, but all that she's being told is my past. Is there anything the church can do to help me as a man to get this lady who God has told me somewhere?
Did God
Oh yeah,
speak to you?
people change. I believe that people change. People make mistakes too. We should always be very cognizant with that fact. And it's that people change, and the fact that, or say, those days I used to do that, or even with you yourself, or no, the person has slept with you. Now the person decides, say, okay, now we are not going to do that. Let's just from now, which is very difficult. Once someone is at the end of that, if you decide, say, it's going to be difficult, but people are able to change their minds, and then from that point, I mean, God wants people to change their minds.
Yeah.
And why do we go to church? To go and renew our minds, so that we will. God's ways are always the best. God's ways, there are no other options. You might do things and have fun, and you think that you are happy with it, but believe you me, it's not your advantage. People who are always following the precepts of God, you might see them as kolo. Oh, you're a virgin. Ha ha ha. Get away. Honey, ha ha. Oh, you're a crife. Ha ha ha. But you rather are making a mess out of your life. The guys are somewhere making fun of you. One day I hear, I was talking to some young guys, and they were telling me, oh, this lady, when another. Oh, when I was a youth leader, I used to hear stuff. Wait, when another.
Someone see me doing it. On a low.
Yeah, so it's very crucial. It's critical. Let me use the word critical. That especially, even girls can discuss you. You don't know girls who can sit down and say, oh wait, and it doesn't help.
I mean,
you.
girls do, because
Girls do.
I mean, I've never seen that.
No, you've not. Okorone back. Okorone means only back. Yewe. Now open another one. Woman, maybe this one is the one you.
The one you. I think it's even a Nigerian movie or something like that. I think so. Yeah. Now you see one of them, and now you have serious. You're 100% serious. I want you to get married, and then the other person
will never wait.
Will step in. So I mean, our past will sometimes come and bite us, and it's always important that we become very cautious about the decisions we take now, because sometimes your past can have such a harmful effect on you, and you cannot change the past.
That's true.
Unfortunately. So Mavis, be very careful.
Mavis.
Be very careful, and I think that one other thing that I need to stress on is prayer. It's not all the things that I'm talking about. It's not easy. Whereby your own hormones are telling you one thing, and the church is telling you another thing.
So is this why you encourage the youth to be involved in church activities?
Yeah, occupy yourself.
Yes, occupy.
Holy Hells. That is why you guys, this program, delve into it. Commit your heart into it. Research. Don't take it as something that you are having fun, or you just come and sit here Saturday. Let it be your ministry. People are hurting out there, and God has chosen both of you. God wants to use this as a ministry. He's going to bless you through it. Amen. It's not like people need to know these things that we are talking about. It's on YouTube. People need to know the fact that God's ways are the best, and human beings, guys and stuff like that, they are going to come with all sort of street ways, and then they just mess up your life, and then you don't know what is going to turn out to be. So
I'm so overwhelmed, like honestly, I'm learning a lot. I mean, I thought I knew some stuff, but right now I know more than I used to know, and I hope you're also watching. You're being educated. The number is 614-577-1434.
How many more minutes do we have? I know we don't have a lot of time today, so if you're gonna call or text.
Oh yeah, whatever time you guys want us to close. I mean, the time is ours. So I mean, if in the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes, if you want us to close,
about
that would
15
be fine.
minutes.
Okay, so is it okay to start buying stuff together, like home appliances?
Oh yeah, that even shows you are a good wife. You are getting ready, you are getting close, and you don't want.
So what if it doesn't come on? How do we?
Oh, it's going to come on. One thing is that if you are keeping yourself, if you are praying, and you are always be on the positive side, believe that God is in charge of your life.
How about saving together?
When you start dating, that is one thing that can be very critical, because if it doesn't work, it's going to cause a lot of confusion. It's important that you wait till probably when you engage or something. When you are getting so close to it, when you know that now almost everything is certain, it's been announced at church. The chances that this thing is going to break.
Even I would say after marriage.
Yeah,
Because then you're secure.
Yeah, you're secured. Yeah, because if it does, money matters can be very dicey.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to maybe take a trip together or do something together. But
I mean, that one you can contribute. Yeah, you can just.
Okay.
She brings 50 and you bring 70.
100.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Christian dating is supposed to be fun. If we the elders will step up and introduce a lot of stuff that will let them not get so bored. Because by and large, as people sit down and they just talk, they just go to movies, they go and watch some animals at some zoo. They get to a point that they don't know what else to do. I'm thinking about things that will occupy their time. Yeah, and then you get to a point that you feel like, say, I mean, what is next? Let's just kiss. Now we are just going to, and that is where the guys start. Oh, you better kiss it. You kiss it, do baby, and then you keep
getting intense.
I mean, why do you have to? I mean, tease yourself that way. Don't go and even peg if it's possible, because at the end of the day, you know, you might end up. One lady who also works here at Holy Hills Radio, she normally comes on my program, thinks that she has strong will, and for her, she thinks she can kiss to a point that she will stop. So probably she's watching me.
Come and teach us.
I mean, even that, it's not going to help you, because now you're going to walk and be thinking about how fun it was, and then you might end up. It's not easy when it comes to things like kissing, sex, and those things, because these are things that are in you. These are things that your own body is tempting you to.
So let me ask you then, do you support long-distance relationships?
In terms of dating.
In terms of sex, that will not lead to sex.
Yeah.
You see, there are no shortcuts in life.
Let
me tell you something. Let me tell you. In life, somebody told me one day, he said, you cannot win by losing. Life, there are no shortcuts in life.
So you can say, oh, we are waiting.
That has its danger.
Yeah.
Because you don't see each other. One for now, we are talking over the phone. The day you see each other, the fire is light. That one is even bubuja. That one there, because you don't see the person. So that one is even more dangerous, because you don't see each other, it's piling. I mean, that is even more dangerous. So there's no shortcut. The whole thing is to be self-disciplined.
The closer the better.
Yeah, that is. Let me tell you, there's no shortcut in life. The whole thing about shortcut is that just make up your mind. The Bible says in Daniel chapter 1 verse 10 that Daniel purposed in his heart that he was not going to defile himself with a portion of the king's food. Joseph ran away. You have to just purpose in your heart that this is what I want to do. And like I said, it's always the advantageous to the ladies, and they don't know. The ladies don't know that, unfortunately, erroneously, they think that giving in will make the guy love me. Especially when he sleeps with me and he thinks that, oh, I'm good. No.
What do you say to the ladies who... I'm sorry, Mavis, I'm taking all your questions.
No, that's okay.
What do you say to the ladies who or the men who say, she said, on your ready, I'm just waiting. Do you have any comments on that?
Like?
Ebia.
So he's not ready yet to come out. Like to come out publicly, right?
Or to the church. They're not maybe doing anything, or maybe they are, but on your ready say.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he's not ready and he says because of that, the church, he doesn't want the church to know. But I don't think this thing should be kept too much on the quiet side, because for you, the lady, it's dangerous also.
It's for your safety.
Oh yeah. Because this guy...
He's a women's advocate.
No.
And I love him for that.
And because the reason I might be a women's advocate is that the women are being taken advantage of. And it's not even funny now. Because people are going through a whole lot. And I have 3 sisters.
Wow.
And I mean, so you know. I know. Ladies go through a lot. Things that they cannot tell anybody. They cannot tell it. Sometimes they have to live with that secret forever. Because somebody just invited her to some place, and then then things
and they can never talk
about it. Some were even raped, and they can never talk about it. I
always tell, especially the women, to try to build a relationship, especially with their mothers. But
the problem is that the African mother typically is going to condemn you, and then will rape you.
Even other than that, no. Most of us don't have that kind of mother relationship, or when you're growing up, you didn't have a mother. So how are you gonna do that?
So that is where
The mentorship.
That is where, the mentorship and everything, and the fact that you must look for somebody that you can really trust. These days, you talk to somebody, and then the next time somebody is looking at you up and down. So you must really look for somebody that you can really trust to keep your secrets, or somebody who might not even condemn you afterwards. Because the next time you see him preaching and he's using you as an example. And these things are going to hurt you. So it's always important that we be on the lookout, because sometimes keeping things in you can kill you. It can definitely kill you. So being the lady, I'm on the ladies because guys don't normally go through the stuff ladies do. A guy can sleep with a lady, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even want it to work. As a matter of fact, you are a step. He wants to move
Stumbling
on.
block.
You are some collection. You are part of some collection. And I went to a boys' school at the college 7 years. I was in University of Ghana, Commonwealth, guys. So, and even the school that I was before I went to the college was boys.
Oh,
so you've
seen it?
So I've seen a lot. I know what guys can do.
So were you like that before?
Oh, not really.
Small.
No, you watched it before. Oh, not really.
Actually, not really.
The stress is to tell you something.
At some point,
in your life.
but I didn't go to that level of Nkrofo just breaking people's heart left and right. Just a little bit.
Once in a while.
Some bad boy kakra. But I still found my way. That was when I was around Form 4, Form 5 in Cape Coast.
What age?
That time, Form 5 at that time, system. At that time, it was like you were around 18, 19.
So you were really young.
18, 19.
I think I went with freedom, no?
That was when the
Freedom.
hormones
And
were-
now, and that is where also you think that you want to explore and know things. And for me, I didn't want to talk about me, but let me talk about me. For me, it wasn't like something I just wanted to know. I was curious.
So actually.
I was curious, and curiosity can kill the cat.
I'm glad they didn't kill you.
Lloyd, you are crazy. You are just crazy. Seriously.
Okay, Uncle. Before we even end the whole program, I also have this. So let's say you have you started talking to somebody at church, and then one thing led to the other. You guys kiss, and then no sex. Let me put it that way. But at the end of the day, he moved on to another person.
Oh, kiss. Yeah, I don't think it was that your answer.
Hey.
Kiss. It's still painful. Once you love somebody and you know the person moves on to another person, you are going to be hurt. But then you are even thankful that he did not go to that extent. If it had been to that other extent, oh yeah.
So Elder, if somebody comes and reports a guy
that,
and what would the church
do?
Kiss. I don't think they would take it.
What?
Why?
I don't think they would. If
That's not good, dude.
If somebody came and told me that a guy kissed me and the guy is not getting married to me, I'll just laugh it over and say, next time I don't kiss you. Oh yeah, that is what I would say. People are going through madness. They can't think far. You are going through madness, and you are here telling me that somebody kissed you and the person did not get married to. But you shouldn't. You should always be very cautious because guys, most people just even strategize. I'm going to date this girl for 2 months. Within the 2 months, I'll have to do what I have to do, and then I will move
Last
on.
week we learned about short term
and
in the university. So I don't know we were in a course.
Yeah,
we had some guests who.
Oh, okay.
Who exposed us to that information.
Okay, so people have all kind of mindset, and what you are calling love, the person doesn't see it as love. When I say you are in love, and he's also faking. Oh, we are in love, we are in love, we are in love, and then he's getting.
I find the word love used.
Abused.
Yeah, abused, and because it's more action, in my opinion, than just the word. Yeah. I'd rather you just do certain things than for you to every day. I love you. You love me, saying.
Yeah.
Come in the catch and say you love me.
Love is action.
We ladies wants to hear it.
And I guess that's my bad thing.
You guys are more emotional.
Yeah,
you guys are more emotional. So it's like you want to hear stuff.
And they hear it.
Oh yeah, that guy on the opposite would say no.
Yeah.
Once he wants to sleep with you, And if telling you I love you is what
Waking you.
yeah, one guy was telling me when he used to be a bad boy, and then the girlfriend that he was dating, he couldn't stand playing cool music. So anytime that she couldn't stand when the guy was playing cool music. So anytime he knew the lady was coming,
He would play the music.
yeah, and the lady would give in. So yeah, so just taking advantage of the whole thing. And now he moves on and get married to somebody else, and you are there. And then you are just saying that you can't do anything about it. We don't have a lab police station where you go and
should we create
I was
that?
saying how we should.
oh, if there was a lab police station, all the jails would be filled up
With guys.
because people, and even with ladies,
Yeah.
ladies are also breaking people's hearts. Sometimes ladies, I think I've been too much on the side of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna close.
No, please finish your comment.
Sometimes they are also for the money.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, sometimes the ladies also break people's hearts
Until
because
we are
they are there and he sees some guy and he thinks this guy has more money than you or he's more handsome than you, and he moves on. He doesn't care. And if a lady wants to go that route, she can be very wicked.
Very wicked.
Oh yeah, she doesn't care.
One by one.
And so in both ways, like I was saying, you be in a comfort. So or comfort who we are comfort back and then.
Yeah.
It shouldn't hurt you that the person is dating another person.
Other person, any maybe you want to say?
All that I would say to my ladies out there is don't allow yourself to be used. Just be focused and be careful. Be careful. Don't allow yourself to be used. These guys are out there they are like our prey looking for us. So please be careful. That's all I can say for now. Be careful. Yeah. What do you also have to say for the guys?
I mean, talk to the best man.
The guys.
I'll go with your final comments, please.
Oh yeah, finally, I just want to tell young men and young women that are dating, especially in the Christian context, is that it's always important that you spend time in prayer and you stay focused. These are not things that are easy, and that is why the Bible says with prayer we can do all things. All things are possible.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And when you stay pure, the love, the trust, don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
People are there who will tell you what you want to hear, just in order for them to satisfy themselves. Human beings, especially guys by nature, are selfish. And once this is what he would say to get you in bed, he will say it. And once he gets it.
They are putting things in the women.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's good. It's really
so,
good.
Yeah, I want you to be aware the guy might not be in love one bit, but always when you say I love you, he says I love you back. I mean, what should he say? He said I love you.
I like
he
you.
He also say, okay, I love you too. But meanwhile, he doesn't even know what it is. He doesn't love himself. He's probably smoking some weed, destroying his own body, and you
Like
think he will love you. He can't love you when he doesn't even love himself. So just be careful out there. Otherwise, you see the guy getting married to somebody else, and you are like, why? Because of Simeon.
Any final words on mentorship and the church?
Yeah.
Mentorship. Yeah, there are people in the church that you can trust. Like she was saying, she has observed somebody at the church that she's been. It's good because you cannot do it on your own. You need somebody who can tell you that it's possible. You need somebody who can tell you that this thing is achievable. Just keep it up. I mean, if you have made mistakes, you need somebody who can tell you that. Pick yourself up. People who are up there. Like I was telling you, it's not like I'm sitting down here. One day, I have to just come to this program and say so much stuff. It's not like you haven't made mistakes. But the ability to pick yourself up is what makes you a great person. The greatest man is not the man who never fell, but the man who was able to get up and still keep on walking even when he fell. Yeah, it's always better to try and fail than to fail to try. If you call my phone, that is what my voicemail will tell you. So people have made mistakes. You don't lie down and cry. Well, the guy slept with me. We did abortions, and so now I feel like it's over. No, it's not over. Pick yourself up, and God is going to bless you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was good.